Hello, and welcome to the Nexus Patreon live stream. As you can see, we're going to be having a look at Bumblebee here. So, hello everyone. It should be just Patreons. I know someone mentioned that it wasn't a public video. It's not. It's unlisted. I have checked a lot of it, so it shouldn't be public. But if it is, let me know. But anyway, we're going to have a look at this guy. It's Bumblebee. Now I have done a review on this guy, but it was a long time ago, so I may redo it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, is it come up as public? I mean, as unlisted. It's strange because it's unlisted on. Hang on a second. Ah, it's now unlisted. Yeah, when you said, I double checked it. It was public, and now it's unlisted. So at least you're here. but yeah, I did do a review on this guy a while ago now, and I thought I'd just revisit him. I'll probably do a better review, but I thought we'd have a little look tonight. There's a load of bits for him as well, which I haven't actually gone through for quite some time. I do own a bigger version of him, and Optimus Prime as well. And I'll be getting the rest of the DLX range, which is this one. So that's the box he comes in. It's from 3A or triple or 30. It's also called. But I'll be getting the Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie and the Seeker as well. And I think they do Soundwave. So I want to collect the rest of them. So I'll be hopefully getting them. But yeah, so we'll have a quick look at that. We also get a stand as well, which is here, which is a really good stand actually, because it gives you a more dramatic poses and stuff like that. So you can have him on here. This bit obviously goes up and down. It should go up and down. But yeah, you can move it forward and back and stuff. And it's is there a button? I think there must be a way of pulling it down. Not just up. Like I said, I haven't played about with this for a while, but there's this. We'll have a look in a bit. Yeah, if you click on the Facebook post, I don't know. Oh, I don't know actually. Come to think of it, you're right. I haven't. I will probably have to do it now afterwards because I'm going back into it and stuff like that. But yeah, there's look. We'll just carry on. It's a disaster. I hurt my back yesterday, so I didn't do it on Friday. So this is obviously Saturday, and it's all gone pear shaped. But we'll carry on anyway. We'll carry on anyway. So yeah, so there's Bumblebee. In terms of size, there's a pop for size comparison. He's hang on a second. Let me yeah. So you can see the size comparison between the two of them, which is there. So he's a little bit taller than a pop box. It's a DLX scale. So I don't know what scale he is. But every other character in the DLX range is within scale with everyone else. So I think Optimus Prime's up here, and the other characters are a bit bigger than Bumblebee, yeah, or B127 as he is on the movie there. So we get Bumblebee here, and he is. I'll tell you what, he is really detailed, very detailed. He's weathered as well, and you can see all that. And he's not just a statue. Oh no. We can pull his little antenna bits out and we can have him in any pose we wanted. That we can, I mean, he can literally go in any sort of way. Like that. And you can push his foot as well. He has a little sort of movability up here as well. So you can pull that bit up and then you can get his foot right up as well. It's die cast, so it's quite heavy. There are a few plastic bits in them. The yellow parts are plastic, but the metal sections underneath, that's all die cast. He does have a little light as well, so if you push the emblem on the top of his head, his eyes light up. So let's have a look at the accessories. So the box opens like this. And I think the front comes up yet, so the front can come away as well. So you get a nice picture of him here. Now in the box, in here, you do get quite a bit of accessories in here, so we can change his head as well. So we get head, we get just like palm hands for each side, and we'll put them on in a second. We also get sort of, I don't know, sort of like a grip hand for both sides. You get his fists that are already there. You also get his arm cannon, which is pretty cool. So you can take his arm off, and you also get these as well, which are interchangeable. So I'm just going to put this up over here for a second. So on the back of him, you can put these are really detailed as well, by the way, so they're quite weathered. And then on the inside, that's the inside. So you have the little door, the door lock there, and the little window winder thing. But yeah, these just pop out. So these just they do just pop out. No, they do. That is where they go. So you just pull these sections out like so. So that is just like a folded up version. And then obviously you can put this in instead. Like that. So you can have it folded down or them up. So let's take out this one. Just work it a little bit. There we go. Not to break it. Like I said, they just go into the holes here and just push down. So you can have him with his wing, them up or down. And they also turn as well. So you can have the doors like this, and then you could put them up a little bit higher if you wanted, or lower. But I think they act a little bit like wings, don't they, for him? But you can have that, and there's, like I said, they're just a weathered version there, and then his head comes off, so you can pop not his brains, obviously, but his whole head just pops off. So there's his head, and it still works. So there's his little head. Like I said, it's on a ball joint. So there's his battle style helmet, and it does light up as well, so you can put some batteries in there. I haven't used this one, so we're going to turn him into battle style Bumblebee. And what we'll do is we'll take his arm off. So once again, his arm just pulls straight off. And this one just goes in his place. Like that. So you can lock this in place. And just at the back here, there's a little tiny compartment just here, and you can pop this off, and all these little tiny pieces do come off, as you see. So he's now got a hole there, and that fits perfectly up here. You can just sit him like that. And there we go. Like that. So now he's flying. Actually, we could pull this section out and put him like this. And then maybe move his leg back a little bit. Like that. So he looks like he's with the arm be down here. So you've got to sort of maneuver in. So like he's just jumped off somewhere. I mean, it's so cool. Isn't that cool? I'm going to actually try let's just off. I'm putting him straight a minute. So it's like that. He's got a shield and he's shooting at the same time, which is pretty cool. What I'm going to do is actually take the head section off and put the batteries from this one in now. And the compartment just comes out. That would, it should be just easy just to swap them over. Make sure it's the right head section. And there we go. So you can now see him. And we'll take off his hand, so he's not got a fist. We'll put it so it's like he's got a. So he's like that. Look at that. I mean, it's so versatile. I absolutely love these figures. Now you're probably saying, but it doesn't transform. You don't want this to transform because you'd have it just like this. So I'm going to replace his doors again. Just going to put them here that way. So he looks pretty badass now, doesn't he? Once again, we can actually get him in a. There we go. We can get him into a superhero pose, is what it's called. So yeah. We can actually, there. And then we'll take his arm off again. We'll put this down. And we'll just got to stick his arm now, like so. And he has the little antennas that come up, so yeah, you can really get him in to some really cool poses. So yeah, like can you see that on how good that pose is? I mean, to get a figure, I mean, the superhero pose is in the figure world. If a figure can do the Superman pose like this, or it's the super, well, it's called the Superman pose, even though it's an Iron Man one. I would have thought, I would, claim it to be like that. But yeah, if you can get a figure to do this, it means it's a really good figure. Price. Now you're probably going, well, what price am I going to be paying? A fair amount. These are only available in Hong Kong, so they're all imported. And they're, like I said, the high-end collectible. So he was cheap in terms of collectible price. So he was about £130. And you're probably going, that's a lot of money, and it is. But I'll tell you what, it's so good. I mean, considering that I do all the part works and stuff like that. I mean, you can't sort of beat that. And it just looks so good. I'm going to take his head off again and replace it with his other one. I'll pull his little antennae up. We'll turn it on. We'll pop it back on. So I mean, the hours of fun you can have with this sort of thing is just really good as well. I mean, you could be playing with this for hours, getting really nice poses out of it and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, they do a bigger version. The Prime is called the Premier scale. Well, I've got 2 of those figures, and those figures are like £300 or £400. I've got 2 of them. I've got Optimus Prime and Bumblebee from the last night. I'm going to take him out of this pose. But like I said, I mean, to try and get a figure that's this size and doing that sort of pose is, yeah, really good. There we go. We'll put him back now. Pull his body up a little bit. Pull his head. Not completely off, but we'll pull it off. And we'll take that hand off, and we'll do the more grip hand. Like that. And have him sort of like that. But yeah, I'm really carried away. But yeah, so you can push it in just slightly. There we go. So it's like that. As you can see. Well, you can give him jazz hands if you wanted. So we'll take them off. We'll take that one off. Okay. Jazz hands. So there's like I said, I really like this figure. It's like high five. Ooh. And the good thing is as well, like I say, you get your little stand as well. Now I believe there's a way of doing that now, but do you know what? I can't remember. There we go. So you push down on the back thing like that. So that goes right down, and then you can have Bumblebee stand there like that. But yeah, you know what? I'm really happy. The reason I've done this one is for you to have a look at some of my collections that I've got, because you know, hot toys as well. I've got some hot toys. You know, Partworks, video games, all that sort of stuff is only half of what I collect, and I haven't really showcased a lot of the other stuff that I collect, including pops, as you can see. You know, so I thought I would start showcasing some of the other bits of collection. Like I said, I am getting more of these, and I will be doing a review of them. But yeah, I absolutely love. I like this scale as well because it's not too big. I think next time we'll have a look at Optimus Prime. Now he's the biggest one that I've got, and I want to get Megatron as well. But Optimus Prime, I mean, if you think this is good and big, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet until you've seen the Premier scale. Now they do, like I said, they do this in the Premier scale, which is, well, I don't even know if I'll be able to fit it on camera. But yeah, I think it's really nice. But yeah, like I said, I want to just showcase some of the stuff, some other stuff that I actually do, and the other collections that I have. Now I'm going to leave Bumblebee like this, and I'm going to stick the other bits back in here. I mean, it comes with a fair bit here, but yeah, we'll just put it back in. We'll put his arm back because we don't need his arm. Like that. His head's going to go in there. So that's his battle head there. We'll put his hands going. So we'll put this on top. Keep everything all nice, and then we'll put it back in here. I'll show you actually all the so these are the instructions that you get. So like it says there, I don't know if you can read that there. It says, "This is not a toy." But like I said, this is all what you're getting in, just there. And then this is all of all the functions and the accessibility and the range and everything else that you can do with him. Just there in his range of movement. Like I said, the movement on him is just absolutely phenomenal. The movement that you can get on him. And there's the back section of him, which is nearly enough what I have him like now. But like I said, you can have him anyway, and you can pose him every couple of months, which is like what I tend to do. The only downside is that his chest doesn't light up. He's got two lights here, but it doesn't light up. It's only his eyes, which also I think should light up red. If I remember the Bumblebee movie, I should remember it. I think they light up red in the movie, which they don't. Which I think would be quite easy to do. You could just circle through it, but I'm quite happy with the way he is. And like I said, he's high-fiving. High five. But yeah, like I said, the main reason was to show him off and to say, you know, it's only half. You know, the Partworks is only half of what I collect. I've also recently done a video on Dio, which is here, the interactive video. So yeah, there's lots of other stuff that I like collecting. Like I said, the figures as well, which are gonna probably feature a lot more on videos and stuff. We've got the new Star Trek figures coming out next year. Early 2002, and I want to be able to. Well, I'm going to be buying them, and I'm going to be showcasing them on the channel. And I'm going to be getting more of this scale of him. So they, like I said, they do Optimus Prime, the Seeker. I can't remember his name. He's a bit like Starscream, but he's not. And I think they do Soundwave as well, which would be cool. But yeah, I definitely would get them. And he'll be going with the same scale of them, which is nice. Like I said, the bigger scale are more expensive, and I did collect them for a while, but then went for the smaller one. One, because of the price point. Two, because I could probably get a lot more in. The bigger they are, the more space they take up. Actually, I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah, I just wanted to know what other people collect as well. Like I said, we're all connected on here and the Nexus and stuff like that, and Worldwide, because of models and the Partworks, really. And it was just, I just wanted to see what other people collect. And like I kept thinking about this because, like I said, I collect more than just the Partworks, as you can tell, the wrestling belts as well. So there's a lot of other stuff that I collect that I don't really show off too much. And it was just nice to have a look at this. Like I said, on my next Patreon stream, probably have a look at Optimus Prime. You can tell the difference between the premium version and this version. Like I said, I don't even know if I'll be able to get Optimus Prime in. I might have to bring in a table here so I can showcase him because he's so big. But yeah, that's a quick look at him. But in terms of Partworks, which is probably why most people are here, nothing's really moved on Partworks at the moment. Issue 2 of the Dodge Charger came out this week, so did the Warhammer Imperium issue 2. There's nothing else, like I said, as far as I'm aware. that is due to come out that hasn't been announced yet. But like I said, there is the Knight Rider that's due very soon. That's what they told me when I asked them last about it, which was the end of August. I asked, and they said it was very, very soon. Keep an eye out. That's all they told me. And obviously, the price as well, the price point for the Agora fire truck. Lots of people asked me what my thoughts were on that, and I think I've mentioned it before, but yeah, I mostly collect hobbies. I think figure collections is a sort of it's a big hobby. I used to collect Hot Toys, and I do have some Hot Toys, but I haven't collected any for a number of years now, and I want to really get back into that. I've got Captain Picard. Actually, do you know what? I've got Captain Picard. I mean, I should do another review. Like I said, I've done reviews on these, but I haven't done any new ones. I should really go through and redo my stuff that I did years ago. And I think I did do a review on him, but it was a while ago now. Probably about 2 or 3 years ago now. So quite well, no, probably longer than that, 3 or 4 maybe. But it was a while ago. Maybe it's time to revisit and have a little bit of a closer look. But yeah, like I said, someone asked me. Like I said, I think I've mentioned it before. The price point of the fire truck, and I just think that it's the same price as a lot of their other collections, the Jaguar and the Routemaster, and considering the size of them compared to the fire truck, I don't think it matches up. I think a lot of people actually, when I was on the Facebook group, a lot of people were saying that they felt disappointed. One, for the size, because they weren't too sure whether the people that were saying it was only 1:4 scale was correct. So they got the confirmation of that. So I know a lot of people were a bit upset about the size, and also a lot of people were upset about the price as well, considering the Routemaster and, like I said, the Jaguar and things like that were the same price. You're getting more. I think you're getting more for your money. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I think that you do get more for your money doing the other ones over the fire truck. But I think the fire truck's going to be as popular as the other ones. I don't think it's not going to be any different or any less popular because of the price. I think most people are going to do it anyway. But yeah, it's an easy pass for me. But yeah, like I said, I want to try and branch out a little bit on the channel and do other stuff. I mean, what does everybody else collect? I would imagine a lot of people have probably got a lot of these. I mean, this is a spare one because I have one of these already. It's actually on top of my Xbox. But yeah, I may do a competition for this figure. It's like I said, it's a special edition one. I think you could only get it in Walmart in the US and Asda here in the UK. But I have one here, and the box is it's okay. It's got a little nings, especially there. And I know with Pops, the box is the money maker, really. It's really I tell you what, it's a rarely cutthroat business, to Pops is. So some of them go for a ridiculous amount of money, and it all comes down to the condition of the box. See, I'm an out of box collector, as you can see. Everything I tend to get, I want to get out. I want to get out and play it and look at and move. And that goes for the Pops as well. But I know a lot of people like to be an in-box collector, and I don't get it, but obviously loads of other people do get that sort of thing. But I don't really get it. I think if you're going to buy something like this, you need to get it out. Lots of people do it with Hot Toys actually as well. I know my brother collects a lot of Hot Toys. Some of his are out. Some of them are still in boxes. And a girl that I know, Amy, she also has a lot, and I mean a lot of Hot Toys, and none of them are on display. In fact, she said to me the other week she didn't know which ones she had. She said it gotten to the point where she didn't know which Hot Toys she had and which ones she hadn't. Yeah. I said she had to go through them, and she said, no, it would just take too long and everything else. So she said, thinking about it, she might even have doubles and ones. But the Hot Toys aren't cheap. You know, you're looking at 350 mark, about the standard price for them now. I want the zombie Iron Man that they do from the Spider-Man movie, and Mysterio. That's what I'd really like. But I think the price for the Iron Man is like £450. That is a real lot of money, really, to put down on just a figure. But I may still pick up Mysterio. I think I've seen him for about 300. I mean, that's quite reasonable for what he is. But yeah, like I said, I just want to know, you know, does anyone else, do you collect anything other than like the part works or the models? Because like I said, there's lots of other stuff that I collect as well, not just obviously the Terminator over in the corner there. But yeah, getting back onto the Hot Toys, mainly the Hot Toys part works. Just quickly, the Knight Rider is due out soon by Fan Home. I would imagine that will probably end up in the newsagents as well, but not at the same time. Is that one you're going to be building? I know I haven't. And I also know a lot of people that are building that in France at the moment are quite disappointed, especially with the dashboard, because apparently it doesn't light up, and a lot of the dashboard sections are just stickers. So I know a lot of people were not happy about that. I know some of them, a lot of the dashboards tend to light up. You don't get the light up feature on the Dodge Charger on the dashboard. But I think the Knight Rider is similar. I don't think the dashboard or anything like that actually lights up, which I know a lot of people in where they're building it at the moment in France weren't very happy about. And I've seen some mods as well. I've seen some really good mods where people have put a little TV screen in with the little numbers and stuff on, and has also done the dashboard as well, where they've put in LEDs and stuff like that. But I don't think the actual model itself comes with that. I think it has the working lights and the engine sound, and I think it talks. But I think other than that, it doesn't have much interior lighting. I do believe, which is a bit of a downer, really, isn't it? So I mean, also as well, it's worth noting that the dashboard is quite early on. I think it's around issue 20 mark it comes. Over in France, I think they're nearing issue 50 or 60. I know that the Dodge Charger is finished in France or in Italy, I believe. Actually, I think it might be Italy. They've finished. Books and clothes. Yeah, that's another thing that I do. I haven't done one recently, but I have done a few, quite a lot of Star Trek books. So if you're into Star Trek and books, or just in terms of Star Trek, I have reviewed a lot of Star Trek books from Eaglemoss. So if Eaglemoss, when this video does get released, if you watch this, send us some books, because I like reading those books. Clothes, that's definitely me. That's my wife, that is. But she buys them from a company called Killstar, which, if you go on that site, yeah, she just recently bought a dress on there and a bag, and it came to, I think it was £90 for a bag and a dress. Yeah, I don't know if that's cheap, but I didn't think it was cheap. But then I buy things like this, so I can't really argue it. The Charger kit and Torino are not on my list. Oh right, okay, you're not interested in those ones. The Torino, I think it's just there's nothing really different about that, if you know what I mean. Like I think now, car wise, obviously I'm doing the Dodge Charger and I'm doing Ecto. But I was thinking about this the other day. What other cars, like if they did, would I really, really want, like, if I really want it? And the only one I can think of is the tumbler from Batman. If they brought that out, I'd be all over that because I think that's an awesome build. Looks different as well. They actually do a Hot Toys version of that, just to put out there, which is 1/6 scale, which is bigger than 1/8. It's huge. And they do two versions of it as well. I think they do like the camo one as well. I'm totally not blowing that site at the moment. I'm totally not browsing that site at the moment. I might be a bit addicted to Killstar. Yeah, so my wife buys a lot of things from Killstar. She goes, "Oh, that looks nice," and the next thing it turns up at the door. Like I said, I can't complain. Doing with Partworks, I get things like this, which are expensive, so I can't really say no. But yeah, my wife does buy quite a lot of stuff from Killstar. Even the teddies, they do a lot of little teddy bears and things like that, like Krakens and stuff like that. Really cool ones. But they do all that sort of stuff on there as well. But yeah, there's nothing like with the other chargers, the Eleanor and stuff like that. There's not really on the Super Snake. It's not really. There's no real difference in the one I've already done. That the kit. I never watched Knight Rider. I was never a fan. I wouldn't build something if I weren't a fan of it. And yeah, kit. It doesn't do anything for me. And like I said, yeah, I can see like the red light on it and stuff like that. What's that? My last order was 200 euro. I'm hoping my next one is a bit less. Yeah. If you like it and you've got the money, you know, you can't spend it when you're gone. This is one of my dad's sayings, and it's a really good saying, and I totally agree with it. You can't take it with you when you're gone. Spend it while you can. Have fun. That's my motto. But yeah, and the Torino, it's the Starsky and Hutch. I think the Torino is. Apart from the colour in the orange colour, it's just a standard car. It doesn't really do anything for me. But I'm very surprised that the Eddie Stobart truck's not going ahead, and the Hogwarts Express. Like I said, though, they've said this before, where they've said they're not bringing them out, and then all of a sudden they bring them out. But then once, not only that, I've seen many companies do releases. I'll tell you the recent one was the Apollo moon landing part work. Now that has been tested about 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. So that particular part work has been tested at least 4 times, and it's gone from company to company as well. I think it's been with DeAgostini and Hachette. So it's done the rounds of companies. It's never gone live, if you know what I mean. But yeah, like I said, the Hogwarts Express may come back, and the Eddie Stobart truck may come back. But yeah, Dentist Killstar Partworks. My wallet is God. Yeah, I know every time I see something there, I'm like, and I think my wallet runs and hides because it knows what's happening. But yeah, so I think the Eddie Stobart truck and the Hogwarts Express suffered because they came out just after the first lockdown that we were in. Just after the first lockdown we were in. So I think they suffered from that. Which is, I think they should have just waited until it was like, if they tested it now, I think it might have been a bit better. But it was just after the first lockdown here in the UK it came out. It came out in yeah, about September time last year, and then obviously we went back in to lockdown again. And a lot of people were scared to come out. There were only you know, a lot of people only, but at that point, they only had their first vaccination. So I think it put a lot of people off. I think it was just bad timing for them. So yeah, we may see them again. But like I said, they've said that they're not bringing them out, and then they do. GTR is a want. Willys is a want. Yeah, the Willys Jeep. Yeah, once again, that was supposed to be released this year, but Eaglemoss pushed it back to next year. We'll have to see what happens if it comes out next year or not. That'd be interesting if that one comes up. The GTR, the long suffering history of the GTR. So I was in partnership. That was the first part work that I was going to go in partnership with the Diecast Club, and I've got the third pack here. So I think I've got up to issue 8 or 9. I'll have to have a look, but I think I've got up to issue 8, and then they cancelled it. Yeah, it went sideways, and everyone just went off of Diecast Club. So it was like this new thing that they'd done, and it sort of died very quickly. Yeah, I need a good 116 or bigger tank. Yeah, I mean, you've got that Agora one, but it's not. I would prefer the Tiger, but it's a Tiger 2. The first Tiger was obviously a much better tank, if anyone knows their war history. Yeah, the Agora tank, it's okay. But once again, I believe that's a re-release. That tank, I think it's got some new features, but I think it's a re-release. I'm surprised actually Agora haven't done the Hummer, the H2. That was one that they did a while ago, which was converted into a remote control as well. Oh, truck. Not, do you know what? That's me. Sorry. Truck. That's it, not trunk. Tank. Truck. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was 116. It's the same. It was going to be the Yeti Stobot truck was going to be actually the same size as the Routemaster, or in scale with the Routemaster. But the problem was I think it was a 1970s DAF truck. So yeah, it was a no from me. Also as well, it's quite big. I think it was about as big as the or actually I think it actually worked out to be bigger than the Bismarck. It was actually longer than the Bismarck. Yeah, so just sort of imagine that. I also I can't understand as well that the trailer, how many issues the trailer would be. Obviously you know, with the engine and the cab and all of that, that could probably take up a lot of time. But I think the box at the back, the trailer, it'd be interesting to see how many parts that would be, considering how big it was. Would we get little panel? Would you get little panels like this? You know, one panel here, one panel, a bit like you have with the Enterprise build, because that could take a while as well. But yeah, I know the Hogwarts Express was an interesting one, but the train was based on one that a part work had already done, so it was just like a re-release, but a repaint, if you know what I mean. So the train that the Hogwarts Express is based on, they already done that as a part work before. They've actually done a few train part works, but I think it's been redesigned, if you know what I mean, because before the train part works were sort of sheet metal, and you had to bend the metal and put little rivets in and all that sort of stuff, and it was a pain. A few people that said they'd done the Mallard and the Flying Scotsman said that it was, yeah, the metal was very thin and you had to bend it yourself to build the cab and the boiler and stuff like that. And yeah, I know a lot of people got a little bit heady up on that, but yeah. But yeah, that was a big one as well. Obviously, when the premium gift, you got the platform. If you didn't get the platform, you got the train. But I think it went on the base in it, which was the track. So, and yeah, I see the oh, what was it? The yeah, we need more plain ones. That was it. The Spitfire looks really impressive. I've got to say, watching World of Wayne and Mike on that, and it looks really impressive now. It's quite built now, isn't it? I think they're building the base and stuff like that. But I think more plain builds would be good, like an old 747 or Concorde. Concorde would be a really good one because it's obviously been retired now, but it's one of those iconic things. I know a lot of people want the Lancaster, but maybe a commercial one, like I said, like Concorde or something like that. I know they when Hachette done the survey, I thought the Vulcan was on there, wasn't it? The fighter bomber, the Vulcan. I believe that was on that list as well. They did part as well as a tube train and the black cab and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Any more word though? Has anyone got any more word on what IXO's next model is? Obviously, I tested it last time, didn't I? I teased it, what it could be, but I don't know. I'm not in with them yet. I have sent them a message, but they haven't sent anything back. So it's just a waiting game on that end. But like I said on my picture, there was a lot of ones at the IXO in 2019 that haven't come out yet. That was sort of previewed there, which was the Nissan NEX and the Morris Minor. So it could be any one of them. I'm going with the Nissan. It's that sort of fits in with what they're doing. The Morris Minor looks like that could be Hachette, but the only reason I say that is because they do a lot of car part works in France, like the 2CV and things like that. So that makes me just think that that's their sort of realm, sort of thing. So that's the sort of thing that they would do. But the Nissan NEX is a newer car. So I think it was like 93, which fits in perfectly with the Peugeot. So I've got a funny feeling it could be that, or it could be something we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see what World of Wayne says. So the Nissan NSX, yeah, NEX, whatever, yeah, would be tempting. It's a nice car. It's a nice car. Like I said, I think it was around 1993, 94. So like I said, it fits in perfectly with the Peugeot. Fits in perfectly with what IXO are doing. So it could be the next one. I think the easiest thing is to just ask Wayne. He obviously knows, but can't say because embargo and everything else. And this is the sort of thing that you do when you work for these companies or you get part works for them, is that you can't say anything. And I think that's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that actually, because I would like yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, because I think if you know something, you should tell. One of the biggest gripes in the part works is not telling your customers what's coming out or what's wrong or what the problem is and stuff like that. Eagle Moss are sorting that. But I know Wayne has also said that it's one of the biggest problems and he knows what the next one is. Why don't you just tell us? It's so frustrating. I mean, what's it going to do? It's not going to do anything. It's already gone into production, already doing it. I would imagine that 90% of the part work companies know what's coming out before everybody else. So it's just, yeah, I don't know why you can't say. If I find out, I will tell you. Even if they sent me free stuff and stuff, and that I find out, I would tell you. That's what I would do. If it got me into trouble, then it gets me into trouble, and it's not, it's no skin off my bones. But they need to be a bit more transparent. A lot of these companies, and I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes, is because they just bring out these things, and then people are like, if only I knew. If only I knew that they would bring this out, I wouldn't have done this or something like that. So yeah, there is that to it. But yeah, I think it's the Nissan NSX. I said it probably, not the NSX or whatever I said. But yes, the Nissan NSX that they had there, which I think would be quite good in Japan and places like that. That's where the car's from. That's the Nissan. But yeah, it's the sort of one, like I said, that they would do. Also, as well, just before I go, I saw World of Wayne this week, and he previewed the Hachette Titanic. We already knew about this because it was tested in Italy. If anyone remembers, I remember giving lots of information about that away. Here it first was premiered in Italy, not Japan or places like that. So we already knew about it, but I think Wayne may have forgotten, but we already knew about that. That it was the same. It was a bit bigger than the Bismarck, and it was going to be metal instead of wood, like the re-release one that Eaglemoss are doing. This one isn't going to be. It's not going to be wood because the Eaglemoss one's wood. This one was going to have a metal hull, and I think it was like plastic. It's built basically the same way as the Bismarck, but it's the Titanic one. Also, as well, it has sections that you can take away, so like the engine room section and stuff like that, which is cool. But yeah, we all knew about this a while ago. I think it was June, July time. It was being tested in Italy around that sort of time. And I posted a lot of stuff on the Patreon about it, and I think I've done a video on it as well. So yeah, so it wasn't new, but like I said, when Wayne was talking about it, he was saying that it was like, this is new, and I was thinking, well, I think we've already done this. I think we've already covered this one coming out. But yeah, because I know everyone was a bit surprised because Hachette were bringing out this version, and Eaglemoss are doing the original smaller version, which is obviously got metal, wood and stuff like that, which is made out of wood. So, but yeah, I mean, there is a lot coming out, but nothing major I can see at the minute. As soon as anything does, like I said, I always tend to post it. I'm going to do a little look around the website when the Night Rider goes up. So I've done that a few times with a few of the builds, and they seem to be quite popular. So I'm gonna do them more, those sort of videos. Looking at products that are due to come out as well, preview products and ones that go up for pre-order and things like that. Information that comes my way, sort of the same with the Playmobil stuff. So I don't know if anyone's into Playmobil. I'm not necessarily into Playmobil, but someone mentioned to me that they were doing Star Trek, and I was like, what, Playmobil doing Star Trek? So I checked into it, and I've done a video on it. Then I also found that they were doing the A-Team van and the Aston Martin from Goldfinger. And so I did a video on them before anybody else, because I found out this information. Like I said, I don't work for these companies. They don't pay me anything. I find out this information on the grapevine, and then I give you it. And I've done those videos. I think the Star Trek one, my Playmobil Star Trek video, which is just talking about it and with some of the preview shots I was sent, I think it's got like 12,000 views. I mean, that's amazing. And it's just me talking over pictures, and it's got so many views. Though saying that, I think my A-Team Playmobil video, which is the same sort of thing, and my Goldfinger one, I've also got about 3,000 or 4,000 views each. It's like, whoa, get more views than any video that I've done, any. So maybe people don't want to be seeing this; they just want to be seeing pictures like this. But yeah, I'm going to still carry on doing those sort of things. But I'm going to do those things more now. They seem to be quite good. So when the Star Trek figures come up, they were tested or teased, I should say, and apparently Playmates are bringing them out sometime this year. At some point, they're bringing them out, and I will be getting them. I already told the wife that I'm going to be collecting them. but I want to see what size they are first. I'm hoping that they're either 5-inch scale, like my daughter's Wonder Woman, my daughter's Wonder Woman, or that's the original size, which was a 4-inch version, which I'm hoping that they are part the original size. You know, there's the same company doing them. I hope they're not the Star Wars size, but if they are, I mean, they already turned around and said they were doing vehicles and play props, so like they did before. So that'd be quite good for cosplays and stuff like that, which is all good. Okay, so what's happening this week? Just before I go, obviously today is Saturday, but it was supposed to go out on Friday. It didn't. Tomorrow is obviously just my normal talk. I'm going to be releasing 2 enterprise videos this week. So Monday I'm going to be releasing an enterprise video, and on Tuesday as well. Wednesday's my alien build, and then I'm going to there'll be a random video on Thursday, which will probably be a wrestling talk video that I'm doing with Dan, because I've done one already that's getting put out tomorrow, which is normally on Sunday, but he wants to do some more, so I said okay. So and also there will be another video out. I don't know, I may re-review this guy because it's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool. And have a proper look at him, a little bit more in-depth look at this guy. You can put your arm down now. And then sadly it's just my gaming videos. But yeah, expect some more videos going out. Really, that's what's happening. But yeah, behind the scenes, that is it. Just actually another thing before I go. So there's going to be a few more videos going up, some different videos going up soon. I'm going to be going to the Natural History Museum, but it's not the one in London. So keep an eye on that. I'm also going to be going to the Buckinghamshire Railway Centre. So they've got some really old steam locomotives there. I'm going up for Steam Day. I've been invited, and keep an eye out for the video of that. I'm also going to be going in November to the Sci-Fi and Film Museum up in Milton Keynes. So keep an eye on that as well, because I'll be doing that. And I'll be doing videos on that. There's also a restaurant in Milton Keynes that is all run by robots. Yep, you've heard it right. It's all run by robots. Robots come to your table, take your order, it goes off, comes back with your order. So that's cool, right? And I'll be doing a video on that as well. So there's all these sort of videos coming up. Next year, I'll be going to the Natural History Museum in London, Transport Museum in London, and lots of other museums and days out and everything else. So, oh yes, I'll be doing lots of them. So those videos will be coming. And also as well, so I keep forgetting to do one. I really do need to do one, but I need to tell you all how I make my videos. It's one of the big things. A lot of people want to know how to. Wayne's done a few videos on it, on how he does it. I do it completely different, obviously, and lots of people have asked me how I do this and how I do that. I'm going to show you what I need to have sort of about 10-15 minutes free at some point, and I will do a video showing you guys on how I make it. But anyway, that is it from us here at the Nexus. Thank you for watching. He's been Bumblebee. I have been Kev. You've been watching us on the Patreon, and we'll see you at the next video.